Thabo Bester's criminal activities earned him notoriety in South Africa as the Facebook Rapist for his method of using social media to lure his victims. His subsequent trial, conviction, and the mysterious circumstances surrounding his alleged death in prison have kept public interest alive in his story, raising numerous questions about justice and security in South African correctional facilities. Born in 1986 in Bloemfontein, Thabo Bester grew up in a middle-class family. Little is publicly known about his early life, which appears to have been relatively normal, without any significant incidents that would suggest a propensity for future criminal behavior. Bester was well-educated, charismatic, and used his charm to manipulate those around him, a trait that would later facilitate his criminal activities. Thabo Bester's criminal activities began to surface in 2011 when he was accused of using Facebook to contact women, posing as a talent scout. He lured them with promises of modeling careers, inviting them to hotels under the pretense of conducting photo shoots. Once the women arrived, Bester would rape them, using both physical and psychological intimidation to ensure their compliance and silence. Over the course of several months, Bester assaulted multiple women, with the police linking him to these crimes through his consistent modus operandi and the testimonies of the victims. His ability to use social media effectively marked a new challenge for law enforcement, highlighting the dangers of digital platforms when used by predatory individuals. The investigation into Bester's crimes gained traction when several victims came forward with similar stories. Police traced his online activities and were able to connect him to the locations where the assaults occurred. His arrest in late 2011 marked a significant victory for South African law enforcement and brought relief to his victims. Subsequent searches of his possessions uncovered evidence that tied him directly to the crimes, including items belonging to the victims and digital evidence from his computer and phone. Thabo Bester's trial began in 2012 and was a major media event in South Africa. He was charged with multiple counts of rape and fraud related to his deception of the victims. In 2012, he was convicted on 30 counts and sentenced to life in prison. The trial highlighted his predatory tactics and the severity of his crimes, and Bester was dubbed the Facebook Rapist by the media, a label that underscored the modern and digital aspect of his criminal method. The motives behind Bester's actions seemed to stem from a deep-seated sense of power and control over his victims. His use of social media as a tool to gain trust and access to potential victims demonstrates a calculated approach to his crimes. Psychologists involved in the case have suggested that Bester exhibited narcissistic traits, believing himself superior to others and entitled to take what he wanted without regard for the autonomy or dignity of his victims. In a shocking development, Thabo Bester was reported dead in a fire in his prison cell in May 2021. However, subsequent investigations have raised significant suspicions about the authenticity of his death. It has been suggested that the body found was not his, and that he may have orchestrated an escape, leveraging corruption within the prison system. As of the latest updates, the case has taken on new dimensions, with authorities conducting a manhunt for Bester amid growing public outcry over the possible breach of security and justice. The case of Thabo Bester is complex and multifaceted, touching on issues of crime, justice, technology, and corruption within the penal system. From his initial crimes, which exploited the burgeoning reach of social media, to the dramatic and mysterious circumstances of his alleged death and escape, Bester's story remains a dark chapter in South Africa's criminal justice history. The ongoing developments continue to captivate and concern a nation grappling with the challenges of crime and punishment in the digital age.